Okay, today's video, we're gonna have a look at some nail stuff. It's Maniko nails. They are an at-home kit that promises to give you no dry time, no smudging, instead it's gonna last up to 10 days. That sounds perfect, right? Let's find out. Hi guys, welcome back to Skin Obsessed Mary. Thank you so much for joining today. So today we're gonna talk about some nails. Now, I have been obsessed with nail polish since I was a very small little girl. And it's kind of at odds in general with me because I was never a girly girl as a kid. You know, I was not into playing with dolls or playing dress up. I was into climbing trees and beating up boys. But the one thing that hooked me from a very young age was painting my nails. And I have these very vivid memories of being very small. We're talking 5. You know, on a Saturday morning when mom was sleeping upstairs, I'd go down into the living room and sit in front of the TV and watch my cartoons. So what I started doing long before I knew you could just go to the drugstore and get those little clip-on numbers or those little press-on ones, if only I'd known, I made fake nails out of, what's it called? Masking tape. Yeah, masking tape. So I would cut them into the shape of my nail and then I would paint them. Well, obviously that didn't work very well, but I did that for quite a few years until I was old enough and discovered that I can go and put on the little fake ones. So it was completely at odds with who I was. I was not a girly girl, but I've always loved it. So fast forward many, many years, I almost never have my nails not painted. But the problem with that is nothing ever stays. So manicures I gave up on a long time ago because polish is gone within a day. It's gone. So I am always looking for new ways to make things last longer. Now when shellac came along, it was a savior because that stuff works and it stays on. But it costs money, you know, you got to pay for that every 2 weeks and it's a drain on the wallet, and it actually isn't great for your nails to do, you know, sort of week after week after week after week. And I've gone through a few stints where I'll do it for about 6 months. You take it off, you put it back on, and my nails get to the point where, well, they don't get injured, they won't keep the polish on anymore, it just flakes off. So long come COVID, couldn't go to the nail salon anyway, so I was always looking for options and other things to try, and that's when Maniko came into my life. I think I came across it on social media somewhere and figured why not. Now what they are nail strips. Now this is not a new concept at all. These kind of things have been around for years. It was just the first time that I decided to give it a go. So what I did is I went to the website and I got a starter kit, and what came in that kit were your choice of 2 different nail colors. You get the remover because they claim it comes off like any other nail polish, so none of that crazy stuff where you put the foil on and you sit there for, you know, 20 minutes while you're getting the shellac off. It comes with the top coat that seals it all in, and it came with a file. It's a metal file. I don't like metal files. They're kind of gross. They have that weird kind of thing when you're using it, but sure. Anyway, decided I would give it a go. Now, this is not a sort of first impressions, which is why this isn't looking pristine and perfect in the little package, because I decided I needed to give it a go, because sometimes it takes, you know, a few tries to get the rhythm and how something works. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through the whole process and we're going to see what you think at the end. I think I'm going to start with the red. I always, for whatever strange reason, alternate between a dark color's here, and a light color. I don't know why, I always do, just to kind of shake it up so when I look down my hands are looking different. I think I'm gonna start with the red. I'm pretending it's still summer. We're at the tail end of the summer now. It's actually horrible weather here in Ireland. So let's go for a bit of brightness, okay? We'll get started. So the first thing you're gonna do is get a cotton round or whatever you wanna use and take off the nail polish, right? Okay, so everything is nice. There's no oils or anything on it. And then you get a cuticle kind of pusher back or anything and push all the cuticles back because you don't want any of that stuff touching your nail, okay? Start with, they say a base coat. I didn't have their base coat, so I used their top coat instead. I'm sure any base coat will work. And then the next thing you're gonna do is see which size fits each individual nail, because you have a couple of different options, okay? So then you're gonna sort of peel it off and stick it onto the nail. Not an exact science, and you wanna push it down really hard when you've selected it and you've got it on the nail, and it's going to be really long at that stage, but just kind of put them on as best you can for each of the nails. Now they're really long, and the best thing to do once all that's done is snip it off quite close to the nail. and save them, because you can use the other half of each of those pieces for your other hand. Now we're only going to do the first hand here, and the second hand we'll do off camera. So you snip all those off. Speeding it up for you a little bit there. This is the tricky part. Now, what you're trying to do is fold it over the edge. So keep it totally smooth and fold it all the way over the edge. And you're trying to make it fit as tight as possible. And you'll have some little bits over the side. It kind of starts to crease, but just do as best you can on all of your nails, okay? This is the tricky bit for sure. Okay, so then you take the nail file that they've given you. And the key here is, once it's all wrapped around really well, is to kind of go up, down. So you start at the top and kind of go down, and you're basically just trying to create a line where the bits that are underneath the nail can just kind of peel off. See that? Ish. Sometimes you might have to go over it more than once. Okay. And then you do that for each of the nails. So you're really just trying to create a complete divide to where what's supposed to be there stays and the rest of it peels off. Now when that's done, you are going to need to refile the nail, each of them individually, because there are little things that stick up and it's not perfect, but you're trying to get it as smooth as possible, right? So you don't see any edges. I think there might be one that has a tiny little edge there, so you kind of have to go back in and give it another go. Okay, yeah, not bad. So now I'm going to go and do the other hand. So that's what it looks like when they're both done. Great. Let's see how it holds up. Now, actually, there are a few issues. One of them might actually hit the cuticles. It was too close, so you shouldn't do that. The two of them, they were a tiny bit too small, that one and that one, so you can actually see the edge. Could be worse, but my pinky was having a hard time staying down. And then you go in at the final piece with the top coat. Now that's supposed to seal it. Make sure that you do seal the absolute edges. I think that's your best chance of making sure that you maintain this nail polish, is to seal the edges. Actually looks really good, quite glossy. Looks like a decent nail polish. So we're done. Okay, what do you think? Now, all in all, what do I think? I think from this distance it looks really well, to be honest. This is the third attempt. The third try was better than the previous two. It is something you just kind of have to get the hang of. But I'll tell you what my issues are. Now, in a few instances, you know, I picked a slightly too small size to fit the nail, so you can sort of see it on the sides. Now, they say if you're in doubt, always go for the smaller one, because you don't want it hitting your cuticle at any point, okay? That's okay, it's not the end of the world, nobody would notice it. But the real trick is getting it to seal in and to really wrap around the edge of the nail, because even when I went to do this, I can feel it going underneath the hair. So that's my big issue with this. Now, this is the third time I've had it. I'm not going to wait another week or two to see how this flies, because this, I mean, I'll keep them on for a while, but I'm not going to refilm it. But what I know happens is that the corners lift. And for the most part, it looks really good, but it starts to snag on things. So if I were to score this out of 10, I'd give it probably about a 6. If I were in lockdown again, I would probably, no, I wouldn't repurchase. That's a lie. I'm going to try the gel kits at home next. That's going to be my next purchase, because I just found that that's a lift that you get at the edge, which I would even in a normal manicure, and it drives me insane. So they do really well. They get really good reviews. You may have better luck than I did. I think it looks great, but I won't be repurchasing, and I'm going to see if there's something that's more effective, because I don't mind doing the nails at home if I can just get them to last. It will last a week, but it'll start to lift. So if you can live with that, then happy out. So that's it for me and Maniko. I liked trying it. I may use them up while I have them, because I hate throwing stuff out that's still good, but I know I'm not going to get great longevity out of them, but they do look okay, don't they? Don't they? Okay, well, I'll let you know how we do next time. So I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you liked what you saw. I'd love to see if you have any ideas about future videos that you'd like to see, any reviews or anything else. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next week.